You know, the old folks used to say, birds of a feather flock together. You remember that, don't you? This is the 21st century, so we got to update it a little bit. Skanks of a feather that makes excuses for each other steal husbands together. Come on, somebody. Can I get an amen? Let me say it again. Skanks. Skanks. Skanks of a feather that makes excuses together for each other steal husbands together. Let me say it again. Skanks that makes excuses for each other. They steal husbands together. Adrienne Bailon, buffoonery, buffoon of the real is making excuse for Porsha. Girl, she was on the show defending Porsha. Girl, I got the article right up here. Compliments of who wrote this article? Let me give them credit. Love B. Scott. I love B. Scott. They be tying up real nice, put in a bowl for me. Okay. Adrienne Bailon defends Porsha Williams following her engagement to Fallon's husband. This is what the little skank heifer, that stole the other woman's husband, Israel and you, I don't listen to his music no more. Because a man that don't have control over his ding-a-ling ain't got nothing to tell me. I'm sorry. This little skank heifer is going to say, this is my take on the whole situation. If Fallon doesn't have a problem with it, why should we? Who told you she don't have a problem? Because the poor little lady was on the Instagram appreciating people, loving on her and supporting on her, okay? And then somebody said, I'm not going to read it all, girl, because I got to go leave. And somebody said, still fellow co-host Garzel seemed to not buy the timeline of Porsha's and Simon's relationship, as Porsha said they got engaged after a month ago. Watch my video on the timeline, girls, a lot. A month, you guys, a month. First of all, he recently divorced, and that there hasn't even been enough time to reflect to see what did I do wrong. He's not divorced. He's still married. Lonnie says, I like her. I like Lonnie. I love her. Let's be real. If your co-worker married Israel, Israel, who was married to his wife, that Adrienne came over the house, flapping her ass, singing in the man's choir in the woman's house. They were friends, girl. Stole the woman's husband. Was on the beach, girl, with the woman's husband. He was still married. She said, let's be real, if your co-worker married Israel, Adrienne's husband is a month. I mean, come on. To that, Adrienne replied, she was speechless. Here's the difference. Porsha Williams said her and Fallon are not friends. But wasn't you friend with Israel and his wife? You heifer, you nasty heifer. Wasn't your friend with that woman all up in her house, singing in the choir, smiling up in her husband's? Wasn't you friend with her, dear? Because let me tell you, whatever God cursed, no man's blessed. And if y'all think your marriage is blessed, you got a sad thing coming. Now, I'm all for, we all know marriages don't work. 50% of marriage end in divorce. Okay, I'm all for the marriage is not working. I'm all for being happy, but I'm also all for order, doing things decently and in order. If the marriage is not working out, go ahead to the court, get the divorce, and then start dating the people. No, y'all be out here on the beaches with the people's husband, huh? If Fallon don't have a problem with it, I want to know, Adrienne, did Israel's wife have a problem with you being on the beach with that woman's husband? Did that and the baby mamas? Rumor has it, allegedly, girl, he got several baby mamas, and there was court documents. He's not paying the child support. Now, these are baby mamas during the time he was married. Alleged, that's why I can't listen to him. Because he don't have control over his dingling. That ain't no good man. How the Bible said, by their actions you will know them, by their fruits you will know them. And so she's defending Porsha. First of all, they are not divorced yet. Let's ask the ex-wife. She's not an ex-wife, ma'am. She's not his ex-wife. They're not divorced yet. You know, like Israel wasn't divorced when you started screwing him. And I really do feel in these last days, God is going to start pouring out judgment on these relationships. You're going to see the people who are going to want to get married because you want to have kids and won't be able to go have kids. God is going to shut your womb up, dry the sperm up. I really do feel this thing in my spirit that in these last and final days, y'all people out here doing this crooked stuff, especially the ones in the church, and want to put God's name in it. God is going to pass judgment on y'all. Because this is ridiculous. Anybody that makes excuse for Porsha is a scam, like the old church mothers used to say. There is nobody in your right mind that can make excuses for now. Granted, if the marriage is not working out, listen, I'm all for being happy. Sister Janice is not going to stay in no unhappy marriage. Okay, granted, we just celebrated 8 years, 8 wonderful years of marriage. You know, I was thinking about it and I was like, Mike and I don't have any money issues. We don't have any arguments about money. We don't have no money fights. We don't wonder how the bills is gonna pay. Give me your 50%. We don't have, and I really do believe, because the number one reason for divorce is money. Okay. And so I'm not for staying in an unhappy marriage. If the marriage is not working, if the marriage is dead, just do the right thing and go about your business. But when you're still married and you're cheating on the husband or the wife, and then the sorry behind skankish woman who pick up men like Israel and Simon and then want to come talk to me about marriage, shut your mouth up. What can you tell me? How to steal a husband 101? Y'all need to just put your freaking head in the sand and just hide. Don't ever come out. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Both men and women. And don't worry, y'all coming on here talking about I haven't said nothing about Simon. Oh, I got. Oh, it's coming. But just know, girls, a man that will do that to his wife will do it to you too. Just like, y'all foolish women marrying these men that's not taking care of all his other kids. And you think he's going to treat you better until y'all break up. He going to do the same thing for you. My daddy says, pay attention to a man's life up to the point he meets you. Verification, documentation, did that video. Go back and look at his life and how he has lived, how he has conducted his life, and that will tell you what your life is going to be about. Israel, he gonna be leaving her in a minute. He gonna be leaving that Adrienne. He gonna meet him a younger woman, a sexier woman, a thinner woman, because she look, I'm not want to call woman fat girl, but she looked like she don't gain like 100 pounds. I was looking at her face. I was like, that how she feels for cacabias so. I said, how the girl face look like a beer? She done gained about 100 pounds. Israel gonna be leaving her in a minute to find her a younger woman and a thinner woman. Allegedly. So keep making excuse for that woman until it happens to you, Adrienne. Okay? Until a younger, prettier, firmer woman who don't have problem with her weight steal your husband. Then you could come and talk. But until they shut your mouth, talk about what Fallon got to say about it. Why don't you tell us what Israel's ex-wife had to say about you on the beach with her husband? Tell us what she said. But like the church folks used to say, honey, skanks that makes excuse for each other steal husbands together. I know some of y'all be in my comment with the steal thing. I'm saying that for a reason, okay? I'm saying it for a reason. Ladies, any man that do that is not a good man. He's not a man of character and integrity. Most of all, he is not a man that has control over his dingling. And I say this to my husband. I say this to my 5 brothers. I have 5 brothers. I have cousins, male. I come from male family on both sides. Michael Jr., what you doing in my kitchen? Looking. I come from male family on both sides. I have 5 brothers and I'm the only girl. Okay. I have 10 uncles and 3 aunts. Okay. And I tell even my male friends, I tell them this all the time. The measurement of who you are is in your ability to control your ding-a-ling. If your ding-a-ling is flashing all over the place, making babies all over the place, in this one, in that one, can't be faithful, that is your measurement of who you are. I tell that to my husband. I tell my brothers all the time. So don't make excuse for sin. That is sinfulness. Y'all make an excuse for sin? Honey, what the Bible says, sin is knocking at your door. Sin lieth at your door. So, Adrienne, tell us what Israel's ex-wife said when you was with her husband on the beach. I got to go, girls. How to not give boyfriend's husband benefits available. It's only 99 cents if you do not have KDP. If you have KDP, it's free. If not, it's only 23 types of guys, ladies. You meet different men. You don't have to choose one that's married. If he is married, don't be smiling up in his face. Don't be looking at him. Don't be going over his house. Those old church mothers was right when they said, keep women out of your home. You have your friends smiling up in your face, thinking they're wishing you all good. In the meantime, they're planning how to steal your husband. They saw a picture of Porsha looking at the floor, talking about she was like, I'm gonna be changing those tiles. Keep women out of your home. Keep them out of your husband's face. And yes, it rests on my husband. Like I said on that video, I ain't signed no paper with none of my girlfriends. I signed it with Michael Thompson. And if anything go down, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid, trust and believe I'm going to see about Michael Thompson. I ain't going to see about nobody else because ain't nobody else owe me nothing. No girl code bull crap. You don't owe me nothing and I don't owe you nothing. But you can trust and believe Sister Janice is not going to be talking to your man trying to sleep with your husband. You can rest and assure. I don't know about you now, but I'm just letting you know I wouldn't do that to you, but God forbid it happens to me, I'm gonna see to Michael Thompson. I ain't gonna see about nobody because ain't nobody signed no paper with me but him. Okay. As far as I know, I'm the only woman he put some rings, some diamonds on. Okay. As far as I know, ain't nobody else. Nobody else got all this bling from Michael Thompson. Okay. But if anything happened, beloved, I'm gonna see Michael Thompson. I'm not gonna come see about no other woman because no other woman signed paper with me. With the marriage certificate, it says Michael Thompson and Janice Hylton. And with that, I got to go, girl, because you know these skinks be out here. Skinks! that make excuses for each other, still husbands together. I got to go, girl. Love you. Bye.